Has there ever been a big mishap in taking pictures of the Milwaukee comedy scene? Any big mishaps on your
Yeah.
part? Or okay,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
got a story for us?
I have like one where I was shooting a don't tell.
Oh, those are
Um,
cool.
which the thing that like sometimes is what's really cool about shooting a club weekend is, or even just a night where there's two shows, is I like the way that I prep sometimes is like I'll watch a comic, I'll look at what they post and kind of see, are they like mostly reels or are they mostly photos. I kind of get an idea of like whether or not they're even gonna like care when I send them photos. So that there's like that, and then I try to watch any clips to see what mannerisms they have when they perform, so I can be kind of like ready, or like I'll try to like find clips where like I know they have like a really popular joke that they do, and see if like there's like an act out, so I can anticipate like some animation in how they perform.
Yeah.
And if I don't get to do that kind of like homework beforehand, then normally I will go to like an early show and like watch the early show and just watch the early show and then shoot the late show after I kind of like can anticipate like what they're going to be doing on stage. So
Sure,
it's
yeah.
like I can kind of get a better feel for them too, like how crazy are they, like if I post this crazy photo, if it gets posted, are they going to be pretty cool with it, or like if I show them this, are they going to think it's like crazy and they're
Yeah.
going to hate it.
Just kind of feel them out a little bit before.
I've
you
had a
go in.
photographer who a comedian once, when I first like started, I went up to her and was like, hey, like are you totally okay with me like shooting tonight? And she was like, yeah, just like don't make me look crazy, because like every male photographer makes me look fucking insane. And I was like, okay. And so I got photos of her and she was like, thank you.
Wow.
And like that's like
Is she a little insane or no?
no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
I mean,
So
she
just
just like
people
has
just-
a very like expressive face.
Oh.
And so like some people have really expressive faces, some people are very like kind of monotonous.
Yeah.
And so they're not really that interesting to photograph, but there's some people who are, but then they don't want to be perceived as like kind of looking crazy or anything.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and now when she like has been through town, like I get to see her and like it's like nice, right?
Yeah.
She like feels seen, and it's like really nice to be able to do that. And so yeah, normally it's like a club weekend or like I'm doing an early show and a late show. Don't tells are kind of unique in the sense that like you, depending on what city you're in, or how big the don't tell network is in the city that you're in, it's usually like a show.
Yeah.
It's one show, so it's like you get that one time to just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And like the lighting might be trash, and because it's always in these crazy places that
Aren't like traditionally set up for comedy or events,
right,
maybe all the time.
or to be photographed, and so it pisses me off. Like I love doing don't tell, Judd, I promise I love doing don't tell, but sometimes it's just like so haunted, the rooms that we have to photo. I tell them all the time, I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys bring me to the most haunted rooms to do
Really?
this. And but it's like it's a nice challenge to do that. It's
Yeah.
like, and that's what's so cool. It's like you get to learn all these like skills doing stuff like that, and that's what I really appreciate about
But it
it.
still is a challenge.
But it's a
what you're saying.
challenge, yeah, and it's like hard, and like I get stressed because I'm like, am I gonna get something that I think is worth what they're paying for? And so that just really stresses, especially when it's like a paid gig.
Yeah.
Like it really stresses me out when it's like a room that's like not well lit, or it's like hard to shoot in,
Yeah.
because I'm like, I don't want to under deliver, especially when it's like a contracted thing.
Yeah.
And
so what happened?
so I literally am shooting the show, and it's like one of my favorite rooms that I actually am like I'm like, this room is cool as hell, like shit.
Yeah.
I'm into this. The photos, I'm like, they look great. Memory card corrupts mid shoot. And I like, as the headliner is on, I lose all of the other performers' photos.
Really?
And I'm like cold sweat, like immediate cold sweat. And I'm like luckily, like everyone is so nice. And I was just like, yeah, I was so
What do you do
upset.
the rest of the night, dude?
I just like, I'm going to get you the photos of the headliner. And I'd like, that's it. I'm like, don't pay me. Like, I can't even, like, I don't even care about the time. Like at this point, like I'm never going to be like, oh, like I spent my time being here. Like whatever. Like, it's like, no, I didn't deliver
Yeah.
what I needed to deliver for this. Like,
Holy cow. Were
So-
you able to sleep? Oh my god, I feel like
I immediately the next day went and bought like a bunch of new like memory cards, and now I actually run two memory cards where one's a backup and it's always backing up. So I'd like I'm shooting raw and I'm always backing up a JPEG of it,
nice.
and so that's what I do now, because it's like I can't
can't ever again.
No, I can't have that shit happen again.
That's how you learn, though.
But
right?
it like the stress of that, where I was
I
like,
can imagine.
fuck. And then I still had to go shoot like another show afterwards.
Oh.
And the entire time that I'm doing that, I'm like,
yeah, dude. Like Jesus.
I'm like, look,
Christ.
I'm like, don't freak out on me, camera. Like, it was just, it
just
was
praying to the camera gods at that point, dude.
honestly like the memory card gods,
Yeah.
but it was, that is like the worst thing that I've had happen
Yeah.
to me, like in like photographing comedy, because usually it's pretty chill, it's really laid back. But
That's so scary though. It's the worst. Like at least, I mean, it sucks. Maybe it's worse knowing it then. I've had it. I've done a shoot where like we were doing some video content for a small business, and like it was like a 3-hour shoot, and the first like 40 minutes is great, and then all of a sudden like halfway through the footage,
it's a corrupted.
No, the mic. I had him with like a wireless mic, and he like moved his shirt at some point, and I never caught it, and he like flipped the lavalier inside
So you lost
out.
audio, like.
So audio's trash for the whole other 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to tell. I had like backup audio like off the camera, but I'm like, that's fucking garbage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I sat there.
I've seen that happen a lot though, where like the audio gets kind of messed up on stuff like that.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god,
It's
was so
horrible.
terrible.
No, and like I also hate when you like, or I've done headshots, and when I do them, it's like I'm thinking about so many things, but there's some things that like when I start editing, I'm like, fuck, I should have had them do this with their hair or like something, where it's like now you have to go in there and like edit like every like hardcore edit like every photo. Yeah. Where I've done that, and it's like it's one of those things where you're in the moment, you're just not even paying attention to it, and then you're like editing and you're looking at it and you're like, damn, I have to sit with this now.
Yeah, it makes me like respect like. I mean, on the level, like I'm doing like social media content for people, right? And like, and maybe you're doing headshots or whatever. It does make me respect like the fact that movies have directors, like they have a director and they have a director of photography. Like, I'm not shooting it. I'm watching. I'm making sure you're doing what I want you to do. Like that's how you catch stuff like that. But when you're just doing everything, like you're probably setting up the lights at these shoots. You're probably doing all the camera work. Like, you're creative directing. So like, of course you're gonna fucking miss, some really easy thing. And you're gonna be sitting there at the camera or at the computer, like, dude.
That's why I just love being like able to be like in at a club.
Yeah.
Where it's like I know what the lighting is every single time. I know like I know where I can stand in the room. I know what shots and what angles I'm gonna get, and like so it lets me tune into what I'm doing because there's all this other stuff that I'm not worried about.
Yeah.
Where like I'm not fighting the light. I'm not trying to like figure out what the best exposure to like the best like ISO to shutter speed is gonna be, because it's already there, so I can like really
focus on the creative,
focus on just like doing what is like the fun part, which is like getting to capture someone being like expressive or like doing comedy, and trying to like capture who they are as a comedian on stage, so like they feel seen. I don't know.
Hey, thanks for watching there, guy. Click right over here if you want to see that episode in its entirety. Or you can click over here and subscribe to the channel. See all the other fun shit we do here. It's really up to you, guy.